And I have with me Mary Lansing from Along Comes Mary blog. Welcome, Mary.
Hi, everyone. Thank you so much for having me, Melissa.
Oh, I'm so happy that you're here and we finally got it going. And we we can spend about 10 minutes together on 10 Minutes in Tinseltown. So I wanted to take just a quick moment to offer condolences and to put out, some heartfelt vibes for the loss of Robin Williams and Lauren Bacall. And I don't want to start off on a sad note, but I know that we're both thinking about it. So I just kind of wanted to put that out there. It's a sad day in Hollywood, but
Yes.
but we're gonna bring good vibes now and talk about the things that we like about Hollywood. And I know Mary in real life. I can say proudly that we've met multiple times and spent a lot of time together. And we met for the first time, though, online through our Facebook group with SoCal Lady Bloggers. So how long have you been blogging, Mary?
I've been blogging since April 11th, 2012 is when I launched Along Comes Mary.
April 11th, that's my anniversary.
I remember we mentioned that on our awesome road trip when we met. Yep, that's when I started blogging.
We went on a road trip together. We kind of really didn't know each other, but we went up to San Francisco and we had what we called a blog venture. That was amazing, an amazing experience. You're a great road trip buddy.
Too, and then to follow up again with Vegas with Ann Odell from Ann About Town, that was awesome as well.
Yes, so we've been to conferences together in Vegas, and we've been to San Francisco, and we just recently went to see a concert that was actually Mary's lifelong dream to see Cher in concert,
Yep.
and we also saw God, I'm drawing a blank.
Cyndi
What's her name?
Lauper.
Cyndi
Cyndi
Lauper, girl.
Lauper.
Fun, right? So that was a blast, and Mary coordinated that. So Mary's really great at finding fun things to do in town. So tell me about some of the things that you like to blog about, Mary.
Sure. Since I've been blogging, there definitely when I began, it was very much a gluten-free LA event vibe going on. And then in recent months, I've really discovered the travel bug in me. And I just returned yesterday from a 4-night, 5-day trip to San Jose, and that really showed me again that Along Comes Mary's very much heading in the LA events and travel direction, because those are two huge passions of mine.
So how did that San Jose trip come about? Can you talk about that?
Yeah, definitely. I'm a member of a PR group, networks where PR people kind of use it as a hub to find writers with interests similar to what they're looking for. And Team San Jose, that's basically the new visitors center and bureau for the area. They came across that I'm interested in travel, and I think they even had read our San Fran post, and they invited me just on the spot for this wonderful adventure. Yeah, and it was great. I love it's my new favorite city, I think. It was awesome.
I've been to San Jose a few times, in the last 10 years or so, and I really enjoyed it a lot. Lito and I went to some of the same places I saw you posting pictures from, the Winchester House and the Tech Museum, and we had a great time at those places. That's a lot of fun.
Yeah, it's definitely a city you can be a big kid in, whether it's the Winchester and having fun with the mystery, or you saw my photos from the Tech Museum, just being a complete idiot around a very interactive, fun museum. Yes.
Yeah. Well, that sounds like a blast. I can't wait to read your posts about it and see the
Thank
rest of
you.
your pictures.
So many.
So, so what I wanted to know was how do you feel like blogging has enriched your life? How's it changed you since 2012 when you started?
That's a great question. I started blogging right after I'd gone through a really bad time with my health. I'd finally been diagnosed and treating some depression and anxiety issues I'd been having. We've talked about all this, and I've been diagnosed with lupus, and I'd had a really bad flare-up, and it really was just showing me I need to appreciate the good days, the days that I feel great and I'm able to get out there and share my story or adventures with the world. So when our blogger friend Jamie Gall mentioned how much fun she has blogging, and I was like, hey, how did you get into that? And she showed me the ropes, and just from there, it took off for me. It has made me a little more adventurous, I want to say. Things I might not be so apt to say yes to before the blog, I definitely am more apt to say yes now, because it's all about, this is going to be a great blog post, or I never know the friends I'll make along the way, like yourself.
Well, shout out to Jamie Gall, because she's an inspiration to me as well. I really enjoyed meeting her, and I've enjoyed seeing how she's grown, and she always tells me that she loves to watch how I've grown. So I guess we really are all growing up together through our blogging.
Right, I really love how the blog sphere, we all seem like to be an inspiration to one another in one way or another, learning from each other, learning what works, what doesn't work. It's a great support system. I think a lot of people might not be aware of if they're not too familiar with blogging.
Well, you mentioned that you've made a lot of friends, like we've made friends together and gone on trips and done some fun things and had many opportunities. And you seem like you've come out of your comfort zone. And so, like, how did that happen? I mean, I found that too. Like, I'm almost a whole different person when I'm in my blogging persona. You know, I kind of am a little bit more outgoing. And why do you think that is?
That's another great question. I think maybe we feel like we have a certain persona we need to represent according to how we are on the blog. Because like yourself, I'm very outgoing and bubbly and friendly on the blog. And I have had situations where I've met someone that I love to read about blogging, and I don't want to say disappointed, but they're just very different when I've met them in person as opposed to reading about them. So I think that's kind of made me strive to want to be the voice in person you're reading about when you read Along Comes Mary.
Authenticity. I feel that way too. Like, I feel like I'm showing my own true self and the best me I am, and so it brings me out more. So
Yeah.
that's important. I can totally see that. So Mary, you like to travel, obviously, but
Oh, yeah.
I know that you love Los Angeles. And tell me what you like about living in LA.
Oh man, even being up in San Jose, for the last few days and saying, oh, I could move here, I love it. I still think there's nowhere like LA for me. Even while on the trip, we had a great blogger, Candace, with us from Michigan, and the whole time I was with her, I'm like, move to LA, move to LA. I'm very much about supporting and talking about Los Angeles. I was born and raised here, and I love just how diverse it is in such a small area. Whether you want to go hiking in the mountains like Griffith Park or Pasadena, or if you want to do a beach day, you're less than an hour away from Santa Monica or Hermosa Beach. Just the diversity. There's the really upper class neighborhoods you can ooh and ah at with the houses and the fancy restaurants. There's just this everything. The taco trucks, you can find it all in LA. That's why I really love it. I think it's much more diverse than some give it credit for.
Absolutely, I agree with you. What kinds of theater have you been involved with here in LA?
Yes, my most favorite theater lately to work with, especially on Along Comes Mary, has been the Pasadena Playhouse. They just pull out all the stops with their shows. And lately with their shows, they've gone in a really great direction. They're taking plays and musicals that are traditionally with Caucasian stars, and they're wanting to have an African American bent on them, whether it's 12 Angry Men or coming up they have Kiss Me Kate, which I've seen countless productions of, and never have I seen it with any other ethnic background than white. So it's going to be really cool. I love how they're bringing all types of people together, through the city like that. So definitely Pasadena Playhouse, Segerstrom Center for the Arts, and then there's a lot of hole in the wall I love along Santa Monica Boulevard, working on the Fringe Festival last year. That really showed me there's so much beyond the Pantages Theater and the larger name theaters in LA, which I love as well.
Sure, absolutely. And how about for music and concerts besides Cher and Cyndi Lauper? What,
Yeah.
and that was in Anaheim, right? We went to the Honda Center for that one. But what other concerts have you seen lately?
Oh man, I just saw two with Tori Amos at two really fun venues, the Greek Theater in Griffith Park, which I'm always promoting anyway. So to have my favorite musician there, that was awesome. And yeah, and then the next day, I don't know if you've ever been to Humphreys by the Bay in San Diego.
No,
It is so beautiful. It's only about 900 seats. It's all folding chairs, and you're literally surrounded by the docks and the bay and all the boats. It's just a great place to relax. I was with my friends. We were there with our margaritas and listening to the music. That is a wonderful venue I'd recommend for anyone in SoCal or visiting, Humphreys by the Bay.
that sounds awesome. Now, you met Tori Amos at these concerts, right? And had you ever met her before?
I had actually, to some of your listeners, and might sound like a stalker, but it was my fourth time meeting her.
No, I think that's awesome. I mean, you really enjoy her music and have been a big fan for a long time. So that's
This
pretty
is
cool.
my favorite question. You got to tell me, what is your favorite Hollywood hotspot? What place would you recommend to hang out in Hollywood?
Daughter, and what was she doing?
Griffith
I
Park
totally missed
area. Like spending the day hiking up in Griffith Park, then going down to Vermont Avenue, and there's sushi, greasy spoon diners, really fun vintage boutiques. So definitely the Los Feliz, Griffith Park area. And then another spot I love, which we still have to do a day out there, Melissa, you and me, the Third and Fairfax and Miracle Mile.
That's cool. Yeah. So what would a day in that area be like for us? What would we do?
And if you go down to Third and Fairfax, that's where the Grove and the Farmers Market is. And those are great areas to get lunch and shop, window shop.
Love it. Oh, there's a car museum? That's cool. Thanks. Taking our selfie. Taking my selfie. I know.
Yeah, yeah, and then the Miracle Mile is where the Museum Row is. I think, is that Wilshire, the Miracle Mile? Yeah. Oh, God.
Mary, it is such a pleasure. Is there anything that you have that you want to ask me or that you want to talk about before we get going? Okay, well, I just happened to go to this great place, and I think you know what I'm going to say because I was hoping that you'd be able to meet me there. It's the Fat Dog. The Fat Dog in Hollywood. It's great, free parking, and they have a patio. They're pet friendly, and I guess they'd have to be if it's called the Fat Dog. But anyhow, they have really good food. They've got a great happy hour from 4 to 7, and they treated us really well when I was just there recently. Fun place. We'll definitely go back there. And then go for a little dance.